Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Feel Good Fridays. Coming live straight at you from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, it's your hosts, Paulie and Bags. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Feel Good Fridays. I'm Paulie.
I'm Bags.
And today we're going to talk to you about a level of leadership that we find pretty important in any line of business. And Bags, why don't you tell us what that is today?
Paulie, today we are going to talk about team identity.
Why would we want to do that as a leader?
Well, my friends, when you think about the greatest teams that ever existed, it may be a sports team or a sales team, or maybe just a team inside of a hospital, whatever it might be, I think you can associate with every single one of them. There's an identity that describes them and what people look at them as, Paulie. It makes them successful in what they do every single day. So when it comes to leadership, why do you want to have a team identity? Because you want your team to be associated with not only corresponding departments within your business, but also with your customers so they know exactly what to expect when they do business with you.
I absolutely agree. And, look, as we look at, some of the things on how we can do that, how can we identify our team? To me, personally, I think you can do a couple of different things. One of them being, create a team name or a team slogan, something that you all can, hang your hat on, or come up with a logo, right? Come up with a pretty cool logo that you can slap on, a trophy or on a wall, or, attach it to an email signature, anything like that kind of brings everyone together and everyone feels a part of something.
Yeah, Paulie, you're spot on. Because, when I look at what you've done in our relationship working together, that's one of your strongest suits of just getting that creative side and bringing everybody together to have one message as we move forward on a daily basis. But another great thing you can do, Paulie, on doing this is actually get your team involved, right? So when you get your team involved, you want to ask them, hey, team, how do we want to be known as, right? When we interact with other departments, or we interact with other teams, or we interact with other customers, what do you want them to associate with us when we're working with them, right? So when we leave, no matter if it's the playing field or if we're leaving the office or someone's home, what are they going to remember us as? Like, wow, they were X, right? So getting your team involved is very important because there's nothing where people want to be told what to do. They want to feel that involvement so it can be a team camaraderie and then everybody can beat to the same drum, Paulie.
Yeah, no, a lot of great points there. And, just taking it a step further too, is once you've established your team and everyone is, on the same page and morale's boosted and the culture begins to shift, I think it's time to take a step outside to look inward. And what I mean by that is reach out to some other groups in your organization and ask them when they hear your team name or your team, what is the first thing that comes to mind, right? And if it's not what you want it to be, then I think you have to, take a look back and re-examine your team identity. So,
yeah, I think that's a spot on idea as well, Paul, because when you talk to other people, it can be humbling as well. You might have been the leader with that organization, and if you have somebody who's going to shoot you straight, it might not be what you want to hear. So maybe you got to change yourself and your team to be perceived differently, right, amongst, those that you work with. And I would even say, too, if you're a new leader, it's no better way to get with your team to see what people think of them now. And if it's good, keep rolling with it. But it's not, that's a great opportunity to stop it right then and there and work together with your unit to make sure that you have a different perception amongst, those that you do business with. And I'd say the last key thing too, Paul, is once you do come up with that identity, it's important to go over it daily with your team. So that way it just isn't that flavor of the week where you talk about it and it goes away. Maybe if it's a daily text message or an email, or if you do daily team meetings, end it with whatever you're going to be and what your identity is going to be so you guys can succeed. And eventually, as they say, in 21 days, it becomes a part of you. So that's going to be a really important piece of the puzzle there, Paulie. So I'd say that's a pretty good start for our leaders out there. Build that team identity so you'll be known to the history of mankind as being one of the best teams out there.
There you go. Yeah. Well, look, I think that's a wrap for today. I do appreciate everyone tuning in to this edition of Levels of Leadership. What do we have to look forward to the next edition?
Oh, Paulie, next week is one of my favorites. We're going to get a little wild and crazy team. We're going to go over recognition and awards.
Let's go.
As I drink my coffee out of here, it's a great one to build that little bit of competition amongst your team. So everybody have a safe and happy holiday. And Paul and I look forward to talking more levels of leadership with you on our next podcast.
Thank you for tuning in to Feel Good Fridays.
If you want to stay up to date with our podcast releases and upcoming material, please like and subscribe our YouTube channel. I'll wait. You didn't do it yet. Go ahead. I'm still waiting. Did you do it? Definitely check us out on our TikTok for special announcements and possible giveaways. Both can be found by searching at Feel Good Fridays Podcast. Thank you, and make it a great day.